It's like a carpenter with a hammer and a nail. All it takes is one or two whacks and the job is done. When I was a beginner, I worked out more than I do now. Why? Because I couldn't generate that intensity. I needed 2 or 3 whacks to get the nail in. For these books, all 3 of them, no BS, I train 4 hours a week with weights. That's it, everything once a week. But my friends have seen me train. When I'm not fussing with the phone, I train pretty hard. But cardio needs to be added on your nutrition. Everything works together. You can't just do cardio and expect to look how you want to look. But the greatest thing that I can offer you is you can look how you want to look. Basically, I don't care how old you are, until you're in the box, you have a lot to say over how you look. I think I babbled. Oh, let me throw this out and I'll take more questions. I wanted to give some tips for New Year's. I always throw up a picture on my fridge of what I want to look like. For this event, which is a long time coming, for most of last year, true story, I had Daniel Craig in one of the James Bond suits on my fridge. Not saying I would look like that, but I wanted to somewhat look like that in my suit. Men's Warehouse, you know. I don't get paid to say that, but anyway. It starts with a visual motivation. So maybe there's an actress or an actor, someone you wish to look like. Maybe it was you 20 years ago. You liked how you looked. Put that on your fridge. The other thing is to take slow steps. I was speaking with a gentleman earlier about this, is to not rush. Right now it's the new year. In our gym there's an influx of new people. All right, they'll be gone by next week. Because they did too much. They starved themselves, they overtrained. Take it slow. I talked earlier about being mercurial. I'm not embarrassed to say this. Last year, a year ago, was the heaviest I've ever been. I was like 287 pounds. I really was. My friends will tell you. It was bad for me. It took me some time to hone down properly for this event. I'm obviously a lot leaner right now. I have a lot more muscle. And I did it slowly. I didn't rush it. So take your time, ladies and gentlemen. Pictures help. Have someone take a picture of you from all 4 sides of the body, put it away. Your friends may lie. Relatives may say you look great when you don't. Pictures and videos don't lie. I hate scales, by the way. They don't tell you what's what. They give you a number, but not its composition. The same could be said of a book here. A book that could be 1,000 pages long could be crap. And a book that's 238 could be amazing. Go by the quality, don't go by the number. I come from the bodybuilding world. If the judges never asked why I bench pressed, I would get up there in my underwear and pose. And yes, it was an opinion. I mean, it's not like definitive like football or something like that. You scored a touchdown, but it was an educated opinion. And what was my point? I hope I said it because I forgot. But use the visual. Don't go by numbers so much. Does anyone have any questions that I can answer?
What about the balance between weight training and cardio?
My friend John, great question. It comes down to goals. Cardio is important for the health. Dr. Kenneth Cooper came up with the term cardio, I believe in 1968 or something. It means 20 minutes or longer in duration, involving the heart. A lot of people have it wrong. You shouldn't use cardio to burn calories. I burn 300 calories. Because once you eat, you're going to replenish those calories. We use cardio to enhance our metabolism, the rate at which our body processes food. We want to elevate our metabolism. I believe it comes down to goals. That's why I can't give a blanket answer. If you said, Hollis, I want to have maximal muscle and minimal fat, I would say do weights first and do them intense, and you do your cardio after. How many of you have done cardio first and really killed it and got a good sweat, and you have nothing left for the weights? So it's the order. It's very important. You know, I believe maybe a warm-up is okay, but I believe it's vital to do weights first and then cardio. And I want to touch on this too, and I hope I answered your question, John. Stretching. We grew up in gym class, stretching, cold and all that, but if you took frozen chicken out of the freezer, and not that you, well, maybe you would, but you try to, you know, maneuver it, it would rip, right? We must thaw the body out. So I don't ever stretch prior to exercise, ever. I stretch during and after my exercises, but never before. If you want to do a light warm-up, 5-10 minutes or something like that to get the blood going. My friends here do a lot of powerlifting and various things. They're always warming up because they know it takes one bad move, you know, and you can get seriously hurt, especially the older we get. So utilize. We have all these wonderful tools. You know, it's just a matter of plugging them in and utilizing them. Now, I want to add to that, if you were a marathoner, of course your cardio expenditure need would go up. It all comes down to goals. I would, looking around at this diverse group, I would think most of us want to just look better, feel better. So therefore, I would put cardio lower on that totem pole of action items. Yes, sir.
What is your opinion of speed walking versus jogging versus sprinting as you get older? I mean, because I've been a jogger most of my life. You know, when I took it serious. Because
Yes.
I'm getting older, I'm more into sprinting. I guess what changed me was one day I was just looking at a picture of a man who won the marathon gold medal in London, and then I looked at Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
And I asked myself, well, which body do I really want? And, you know, and then I got to digging into it, and it was like, you know what? I'd rather have the sprinter's body than the marathon body. And I just would like your thoughts. Is there anything you can expound on that?
My thoughts are how are your joints? That's the most important thing.
They hold up well, and of course, I mean, I'll be 57 in 2 weeks, and I wouldn't recommend sprinting.
Yeah.
You got a bad heart or cardio, but it doesn't seem to affect me yet. You know, of course, time will eventually catch up with all of us, but for the time being, I like the way I'm going. My big thing is I can't lose this gut. I mean, I'd kill to get below 36.
You can, but that's going to be more nutritionally at this point, because you could do abs and cardio till you're blue in the face, but you won't get that off unless your nutrition is lined up. To answer your question, I'm not a doctor, of course, but joints, as long as your joints are okay, and you're a lighter frame man, I wouldn't really recommend it for like a heavier guy like myself or bigger people, because it's very impactful. So it may not be the answer you want, but if you can do it, and you're progressing, and you're enjoying it, and it gives you something here, and you're not hurt, do it. But the Usain Bolt body versus others is largely genetics. Genetically, you know, like that's why like some people, your testosterone, yes, but also genetics is like there are, in my sport of bodybuilding, only the elite, like they had to be born that way with a small waist and broad shoulders. So largely what mom and dad, you know, gave you will add to your genetics. But you can still, it's like you can't add an additional room to the human body, if you will, but you have so much canvas to work with to make it the best you can be. So if your joints are okay and you're digging it, do it.
Well, I mean, to me, it's the equivalent of a high impact versus, I mean, like, from what I'm gathering from you, I lift a lot when I lift. You're more or less saying it's probably better for bulk, you know, if you want to add pure muscle, that lift more, fewer times is better than lifting less a lot of times. Is that what you're...
I am saying that, hands down, but also it comes down to your goals, and also you're a smaller frame man, so you're not going to add a tremendous amount of muscle, but what I'm saying is the weight training that you do, if you add a little bit of muscle, right, that's going to help.
Oh yeah, which I wanted to do, that's why.
So what it comes down to is your goals and your priorities. I would put the weight training first, but also we can branch off here on other topics. How, you know, maybe more explosive movements, you know, to get more of the power that you can generate for your running. And also, form is vital for anything. Ask someone arbitrarily to squat in the gym, you're going to get a lot of different things. You must, above all, right, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Push through your heels, which will employ your glutes, as opposed to your toes, which will mess up your knees. So, anything, it doesn't matter how much you lift, it really doesn't. What's more paramount importance is that you're doing it correctly. So I would put weight training first if I were you, sir.
Thank you.
And it will help you. And again, if your joints are good,
which they are.
Mom and Dad.
I mean, but you know, I think a lot of us, as you get older, especially, you know, and you look at your parents' health, and usually it's what took them out. If it's cancer, well, you can't do nothing about that. But
yes, sir.
If it's heart disease, I think in the back of your mind, you're thinking about doing something. You're more cognizant of
100%.
cardiovascular or you know, respiratory illness runs in your family.
No, that is true. Not to get too personal, but a few weeks ago I had double pink eye, and for the first time in my life, it sucked. And I had a UTI. And I'm not trying to be too much information, but when I was urinating, I had razor blades. And all I said was please God, just let me be okay again. So all the muscles, it doesn't matter anymore. What matters is health, that we move around well and feel better in life. We all are here to feel better, move around well in life, even though at different points in our life, aesthetics and power may be more important to us. We can always improve. We always have this canvas with which to work with. And this is something people say all the time, but I believe it. You only compete against yourself. When I competed in bodybuilding, I didn't give a, you know what, who showed up that day, because I couldn't control it. All I could do was improve the product. Did I answer your question?
Very well.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Anybody? Questions, comments? Maybe I should have worn the black tie. But thank you for all being here today. And again, you know, we're all just trying to improve. And if it weren't for the gym for me, I would be lost. I'd probably be dead or in jail. And I have to say, my gym, I'm in the Aiken Bowls. I have met some of the nicest people that don't judge. And it's something that as humans we all do from time to time. I do it, we judge sometimes when we should. And it really is such a beautiful world out there, and I really believe at the end of the day we all want the same thing. I'm not used to, I was in LA for 13 years. When my neighbors come by to speak with me, and we have our dogs, it's the coolest thing. I'm not used to that. And at first I was like this, but I absolutely love it. This is like a beautiful place. We're all trying to help each other. I have never heard my friends ever make fun of anybody in the gym. There's not a day I don't see these two gentlemen try to help somebody. And I help people if I can too. And I mean, that's what it's about. And how do I say this? When I was in LA for 13 years, I didn't see a lot. I saw a lot of, what can you do for me? That doesn't work for me. When I'm in class right now and I ask questions and the teacher tells me, I'm glad you asked those because other students had those too. That's a beautiful thing. We're all trying to better ourselves. You know, life is very short and precious. And I think I'm babbling, but I want to say that I'm very thankful that I had my parents, that Marshall and I had our parents as long as we did. And something I forgot to say earlier, and I want to say now, I love our military, because without our military and those that served, I can't stand up here and do what I do. I'm not going to make any other statements other than thank God for our military, for us to live as we do. People like me can get up here and try to help others. I'm going to have Parmesan wings. Just like
wings are good too.
Which ones?
Chipotle.
Yes.
Throw those in there.
You guys are signs so you can get through so you get through. I don't want you to pass that on.
No, I brought food and I'm decided to help out. No. But like, again, I'm repeating myself, and I'll wrap up now. If you got anything from today, other than I love my parents, it is...
Your brother.
My brother. Of course, it is finish what you start, even if you don't think you can. I think we live in a society today where people will pick up a book, watch a movie, or pick up something and just stop. And if that happens, and look, I have a stack of books at home to read. I have started, but I will get through them. But again, going back to earlier, remember why you started in the first place. It's important to be passionate about something in life. Every time I check in and the gold's over there, I'm like so thankful that I could be there to work. I mean, my friends know, and I see them too, like, yeah, we're here to better ourselves. But where some people go wrong is look at the big picture. It is not about the muscles and look at me, all that kind of stuff. It's just about enjoying the process. Something that I actually am still learning to do. Because I remember planning this book and shooting that day, thinking, oh God, I can't wait till the Barnes & Noble premiere. Here it is all this time later, but we do need to enjoy the process. Because we're here, we're gone. And it's this. And it's the relationships. Did you help somebody? Did you finish what you started to do? All right, I'm babbling. I just want to say Happy New Year, everybody.